All right, guys, when you think about your favorite performer or favorite performance you've ever seen in person or on TV, who do you think about?
If I'm talking about on TV, I'd probably give it to either Prince or Michael. If we're talking about in person, I'm going to give it to Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars.
Whoa, nice. As Silk Sonic or separate?
Okay, so I haven't seen Anderson .Paak by himself yet.
Okay.
So Silk Sonic, yes, but more Bruno Mars.
Got it.
I'm sorry to copycat, but I've seen Bruno Mars twice. And
yes,
every
I've seen
time
him twice.
Killed it. He I was up out of my seat. I was singing a song. He'll do some old school interludes.
Bruh.
And he'll kill me every time. He has some Marvin Gaye in there. Has some little bit of Keith Sweat. He did a Keith Sweat rendition. I was like, bruh.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like the old school and the new school. Like I love the old
Absolutely.
school R&B. That's like.
And don't forget that man's choreography.
Yeah.
If he ever decides he don't want to sing no more, he could be a choreographer. For sure.
And a drummer too, because he kills it on the drums.
Hell yeah.
But and then the second I've looked at, I think it's the 95 performance of Prince or 96 or something.
I think it was 96.
I watched it so many times because I can't see Prince, rest in peace. And I'm like, man, I would have loved to go on that live performance.
yeah.
Show. So I'd say Prince. And
If I were to give it on hip hop though, this is not a popular one, but Pharoah Monch.
I love Pharoah Monch.
Yes.
I mean, I've never seen him live, but his music is just so his voice alone is just like so captivating.
You gotta see him live. Like I've never seen a lot of artists play with their time signatures from the rhyme that you know the rhyme, but he'll split it up in such a way because he's a scat rhymer. So anytime he splits it up, it's like you've never heard the song before, but it's all the words you remember. I'm like, dude, how are you doing this? How?
Amazing. I love how you guys named some very awesome artists and the reasons why you like seeing them live. And so on this episode of Seen Through Us, we actually break down and analyze the performance of Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, indeed.
During the Super Bowl halftime show, and we had a lot to say.
The boogeyman himself.
The boogeyman.
Yes. And he was for sure the boogeyman that night.
He sure was. There was a lot of speculation about how he would perform, what he would perform, what songs, what he will and won't say. And we definitely cover all of that. So Irv wasn't here to join us tonight, but myself, Aaron, and our special guests.
The meticulously multi-talented Maark W coming at you one more time yet again. How are you?
We came together and we had this really fun, lengthy discussion about just our thoughts on Kendrick Lamar's show, the storytelling, the song choices, and the cameos.
And the perspective in which we all saw that show.
Yeah. Definitely. So definitely tune in. You do not want to miss this episode of Seen Through Us.
Of the show, had he done the song that everybody knows him to do, it would have turned it into a concert.
Which one?
If he'd have done
Mad City,
Mad City,
that's like personally
Backseat Freestyle. If he'd have done All Right, if he'd have done Swimming Pools, all the big songs. What's the one with him and Jay? Don't Kill My Vibe. Yes. If he'd have done all those, it would have been a different performance. It wouldn't have had the same type of impact.
It wouldn't have been about the message.
No, exactly.
Correct.
And that's where I'm standing with it. That performance was for a Kendrick Lamar fan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
That was for a Kendrick Lamar fan because he did mostly GNX. Well, not mostly, but it was GNX heavy. Mm-hmm. Which is what you do at a Super Bowl. Like, you want people to buy your latest album. I mean, when Usher did his last year, what he dropped the next day, the album that he was about to go on tour with.
That's true.
Like, and we haven't seen a new album from Kendrick yet. At least we got GNX, and that's what's being on the rollout now. So why not do those songs?
Exactly. Especially because he's kicking off his tour soon.
Yeah, isn't this tour supposed to start? Well, I got tickets for May. So in Vegas.
Me and Cubby are going to see you. We're going to be sitting behind you.
Are you?
Wait, you got seats next to us?
No.
You don't even know where I'm sitting.
No, not behind you because I almost called him Carius because Cubby and Darius, but
I'm texting him right now. Hey,
Coming out with
Carius. Hey, Carius.
Jesus. Oh,
Next time we do a podcast, I'm calling him Carius the entire time.
no. Well, so okay, we're gonna see him in Vegas.
Yeah.
We sat on the, let's see, stage right.
Okay.
In the last row, stage
Oh, yeah.
right on the side. So we're gonna be watching him like this.
Oh, so y'all got one of them obscured
What are you
vision
at?
seats?
I don't think it's
We're in the
blocked.
nosebleeds. We are definitely in the nosebleeds. It's gonna be me. It's a double day situation because me, my wife, and Swivel and his wife. And I think they're bringing their daughter too.
That's
Oh,
right.
nice.
Yes.
So
yes.
we got nosebleeds. They're decent seats. They're not obscure, but they are nosebleeds. But that's one thing I don't really like about concert tickets right now, that they're so astronomically expensive, and it has nothing to do with the artist. It has everything to do with Ticketmaster and how that whole
The
thing works.
venue and
Because bots buy everything up and then they resell it, and Ticketmaster acts like they have nothing to do with it.
Yeah. But like, yeah, no. I mean,
There's got to be a
obviously.
smarter way. It's got to be a better.
No, there
way.
is a better way. They're not gonna let that go. What?
But you know what sucks too is that pre-sale tickets. I think I did like a pre-sale for somebody, but the pre-sale selection is not even good.
No.
I'm over here like, ooh, pre-sale. I'm gonna get like row
gonna get-
A
yeah,
in
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
section
There.
because I don't want anybody in front of me. The only tickets that were available were like in the middle of each section,
Right.
like towards the middle or the back. And I'm like,
Right.
what type of pre-sale benefit is this? Like,
And my wife needs an edge seat, so we had to pay extra just to be on the aisle so she can quickly get out. I'm like,
that's my favorite seat. The aisle and row A, but we got this time got the aisle, but row like JJ,
yeah,
whatever that shit
right,
is.
right.
JJJ.
JJJ, yes, triple J. We are up there. We are up there with the helicopters and the airplanes, but
Man, but
we got the aisle.
all that to say, they're having so I don't see anything wrong with his song selection, especially because watching the performance, he clearly had a message he was trying to get out there. And I think, and me and Lindsey was talking about this where y'all was getting something set up over there. I don't know if y'all were editing or something or whatever have you. Depending on what your perspective is on Kendrick, that's the angle in which you saw the concert.
Yeah, I think I agree because if you would have saw like the pre-shows that he had with the Apple halftime,
Apple Music, yeah.
he said it's about storytelling. So he
Yep.
had a story he wanted to tell.
Absolutely.
From A to Z, how the song was going to be, how
Absolutely.
the impact is going to be. So like every little thing was there for a reason. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And so, like you said, if you would have changed it any other way,
Would've got
It
different
wouldn't
show.
have made
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
I don't think it would have made sense. Well, I mean, he could have given a typical halftime show that we've seen in the past.
Kendrick.
But that's exactly
It's
why I say,
Kendrick.
like, if you're a fan of Kendrick,
You know.
this made sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we were also saying off air, we're going to say it now, the Mr. Morale tour was very artsy. He was performing with a dummy, like a literal ventriloquist doll, and sitting on a piano and barely any movement. So if you compare the tour he just did to the Super Bowl halftime show, oh, it's night and day because he's literally moving from one side of the field to the other.
And he's got like 100, 200 dancers. Not just
Well,
a doll.
I will say he did have a crew of dancers for the Mr. Morale tour, but the dance certainly way more dancers than he had for the tour look. And before we get into the nuances of everything, as a performer, going from one end of the field to the other, being able to sustain the same amount of vocal control that you would have on a record is something I think a lot of rappers and a lot of people watching rappers don't take into account. Because before you get on stage, you have nerves up the wazoo.
Oh.
Your heart is beating out of your chest. Now, try to do that and rap. Very complicated lyrics. On top of a car. Me and Carius, we're talking about it. From the moment he jumped, I'm not letting you live that one down. From the moment he jumped off the GNX at the beginning, his heart rate was on.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he was losing breath. So when he got to the Bay Area influence, when he had the little the fire pit and the guys is behind them and they were doing a little
Man at the Garden.
Man at the Garden. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was surprised he didn't pass out during that
Right.
part because he had just got done doing 3 high intensity songs. And his breath was leaving him as he was going. I heard it because I know I performed like that before.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get all of this and control it. And by the time he got the time, I was like, if he just went, I was like, yeah, I
Turn the
understand.
TV
Yes.
Turn the TV, turn the TV. No, we're going to turn it off right now. We're not even getting to that song. I would have completely understood, but he kept it going. Not to mention the choreography between his dancers. Ooh, that's a fail. But the choreography between his dancers and the camera movement, everything was succinct.
Oh yeah.
Despite him maybe being out of breath, he still kept the show rolling.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to hear no rappers talk about they need a backing track. I don't want to hear them like not have a legitimate performance track, because if this guy can do it,
Definitely.
running from, like you said, the 20 yard to the 20 yard, you can do it standing in one place on stage with a DJ behind you. I don't want to hear no more excuses.
Dude, and like the sheer, like you said, vocal control, not just breath control, but the fact that he kept his volume
Right.
like so close to what it sounds like on the record
Absolutely.
is amazing, because I've been to countless rap shows and I've seen countless rap performances where the rapper is like up here with
Yeah.
the energy, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, your song is like really chill, but you're over here yelling.
I'm
So-
guilty of that. I've done that so many times. I have.
I mean, well, if the song calls for it,
It
you know what I
doesn't,
mean?
but you know.
He said it doesn't.
It doesn't. But to your point though, it takes a lot of energy control to be able, because again, your heart is beating a million miles a minute in front of the largest stage America has to offer.
Yeah.
Yet you have that type of energy control to make sure it's sustained and at a level that can be understood and very clear. That can be debated. My parents called me right after. It's like, I didn't understand what he was saying. So I said, yeah, I get it. You don't really listen to this.
I think also is like one thing I hate is when artists are not singing the song, they have the crowds singing it.
God.
So it's like
There are so many
It's
rappers guilty of that.
I'm hyped because I'm here and I'm with you, but
Yeah.
I heard I want you to sing.
Exactly.
I paid my money to watch you perform.
Exactly.
Why am I breaking a sweat in the audience?
Exactly.
This don't make no
Losing
sense.
my voice.
Exactly.
There are so many rappers guilty of that. The one that comes to mind off top is the Baby. I see him do it all the time. He does have a lot of energy when he performs, but the Baby. Who else is guilty of this that I've seen? I don't want to single him out because there are so many others, but that's the only one that's coming to mind right now. Either way, again, I paid to watch you work.
Yeah.
If I'm so inclined to join in with you, well, then that's your work showing evidence.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to do it for you.
Exactly.
Right. Wow. So to kind of like keep going on like the vocal control and the volume control, do you think, I feel like the Super Bowl has this problem every year, is like just the sound mastering and the levels? Like,
Yeah,
do
no,
you
we had to
think,
talk about that.
Yeah, like, because to me it was crazy, because when I was watching it on my TV, I'm like, damn, like the music is low. But then when I was talking to Darius, he's like, his mic was too low, and I'm like, are we
That's
hearing two different
interesting.
things?
Because I'm on you. I'm on your side with that one.
Yeah.
I felt like the music was really low and the vocals were very, very present.
Same. I felt the same way.
I was
Yeah.
like, and to me, as a fan and as someone that was anticipating this performance for so long, I'm like, dude, if they just like bumped up the instrumental just a
a
little
touch.
bit,
Just a
then
touch.
the whole stadium would be into it. But I could just kind of feel like, I don't know if this is enough.
And I think that is what kind of killed a lot of the momentum of some of his performances, at least from watching at home. Because the music is the driving force. Yes, he is a rapper and a vocalist, and he can definitely deliver the emotion behind that. But when the music doesn't support and doesn't drive, it can look dead. So when he got to the slower part, as Samuel was like, Samuel, I gave him such a proper name, Uncle Sam, when he was telling him like, oh, good, this is calm. In that little section, I agree with some of the critiques that I heard. Like, it got a little boring right there because the music wasn't driving. I also have critiques on some of the choreography there. Like, that song, if y'all remember the music video, All the Stars is what I'm talking about. That portion of that music video, they had African dancers like getting in. The dust was coming up.
The
And
Black Panther. 'cause it's
that
kind of
the Black Panther
album.
soundtrack, that actually gave it more life because there was something behind it. I think if some of the choreography supported what we saw from the music video, at least having some African dancing right there, coupled with the music being turned up in that space. I don't think that would have been such a boring moment. Now, SZA saved it because she definitely did her thing.
Because SZA.
She's like,
She could sing. What is happening with her body? What's happening with that? Not that I was watching, but
SZA, she a spiritual sister.
You know what I mean? Like
she was using the arms.
She's using her body. Let it.
She was using that body. I wasn't watching. I swear I wasn't watching.
I'm not gonna lie. I was. I can say it.
You can say it. Listen, I was not watching. I was not watching.
I was observing artistically.
I observe art.
I was observing the artistic presentation
It's
that
art.
SZA was giving us.
Exactly. It's art.
I'm gonna get smacked when I get home. Understand? I love my wife.
Just blame it on me.
There you go. It was Aaron's fault, baby. It was Aaron's fault.
Aaron was like, look.
Look at all the red,
Imagine. Like,
white, and blue.
The arts.
oh my God.
But yeah, I do agree. I think the vocal mixing was a bit high. Now, I haven't heard that the music was too high. I haven't heard that one. That's a new one for me. But I do think the mixing needed some help. Absolutely. But that's always been the case with Super Bowl, like you said.
Yeah, there's always something like where like the voice and the music is just not matching, and it just sounds so like
Is a
dissonant.
disconnect?
No, that's
I would say disconnect. Dissonance is something different. Like that's.
Yeah.
We won't get into that. That's a whole debate.
That's
That's a whole debate. But
I gotta look that up.
I will also say, as far as the choreography, there was so much to look at from home. And this is one of, as I said before, it's one of my biggest critiques of Kendrick's performance was I really appreciated it at home. I wonder how the audience in that space felt. Because and I've noticed this has been happening over the years. And I don't know who's to blame. It could be us as watchers, basically always pulling our phone out, always looking at it from a third-party perspective, always looking at the replay value. I don't feel like the people at the Super Bowl got the same concert.
I agree.
No, I don't think so either. I think like the serious situation where you were talking about like from watching it on TV, from being there, right? And I feel like also as a producer, of the halftime show, and you have to look at from producing from a live standpoint, and you got to do it from trying to put this in the ABC, right? So you're going to have so many levels, so many sounds, so many things that you're supposed to do. So who do you perform for? Do you perform the TV? Or are you performing the live thing? Or is everybody sound right? Is everybody... are we making sure these people enjoy their time while they're here at the halftime to spend like $4,000 on a ticket?
Dude, I would feel some kind of way if I'm watching a behind the scenes of a music video. If I paid $4,000 for a seat at the Super Bowl, plus a plane ticket for some people, plus hotel fees, plus that whole weekend, and I'm seeing the behind the scenes of a music video, like I would feel some kind of way. If I had to critique it, I would say that is where one part, something fell apart. And something has to give. And I don't know who's to blame. I don't think Kendrick's to blame. I think he did the job he said he was going to do. But I also understand the plight from other people saying this halftime performance wasn't as great as other ones because other halftime performers gave a concert to the people that were there.
Yes.
And people at home felt like they were missing out. I think this year was the other way around. The people at home got the show.
Yeah.
I'm appreciative. I have no qualms with that. I'll take that.
Same.
But people at the show, I feel at the game, they might feel a little cheated.
Yeah, they're probably just looking up the jumbotron like
facts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not even looking down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a reel on Instagram. Somebody was like kind of like in the higher sections at the Super Bowl, trying to take video of the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime show, and then showing panning to the people around them. They're like, my section is not vibing with this. It was like maybe 2 or 3 couples that were just like up and kind of like swaying to the music or whatever. But for the most part, people are just like looking at their phones, looking down, looking at each other. But then again, like you see these people's faces and their demographic, and it's kind of like I don't expect these people to be that into it or that interested or that like pining for this show. So there's that. But I mean, Kendrick Lamar's music and Kendrick Lamar as an artist, I don't know if it's fair for people to expect bigness, like extravagance from him, and like fireworks.
In a different regard. So
Trapeze
to your point,
artists, you know,
Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil.
I don't. It is unfair to expect that type of grandiosity from a Kendrick Lamar, because that is not his artistry. He's never been the look at all the pretty stuff I can buy. Like Mos Def said, or like Yasin said, look at all the SKUs.
Yeah.
Look at all the SKUs. Look at the SKUs.
I love that.
Love that interview.
Oh my
Love
gosh.
what he said. I kind of hate that he explained that in that interview, because all the real ones understood. But we'll I'll let him live like I know to do. But all the same, I think his grandiosity is in the messaging,
Yeah.
Yes.
in the presentation,
Yes.
at the care and attention to detail, to how the camera moves, to what Samuel was saying in those monologue breaks.
Yes.
And to anybody who says that this was a boring show, you're right. You're right. I'm not going to argue with you, because you missed it. For those of us who are fans of Kendrick, I got the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm rewatching it like, I
Exactly.
didn't notice that. For example, like hours afterwards, I didn't even know there was somebody from with a Palestine flag
Same.
that
Yeah,
got
same.
crashed. I didn't know that.
either.
Same.
And was that planned? Probably not. But at the same time, like, there are things, my point is, there are things you're going to miss
Yeah.
with a Kendrick Lamar show that you can only watch when you go back to it. And as somebody who's a hip hop head who prides himself on the replay value, it's not what I can
time.
get. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not what I can get on the first listen.
Yeah.
That's not what's going to make me play it. It's the fact that I could play this 5 years and like, I understand this bar differently
Yeah.
now.
For
I've had a different
sure.
life experience that makes me appreciate this bar in a different light. When I
Yeah.
first heard it, that was hard. Now that I'm almost 40, oh my God, this is deep.
Yeah.
It's the same bar. So I think we're going to watch this performance next year. We're going to see a totally different performance.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it is the replayability. I think it's also not just from the lyrics, the visuals, the audio, everything. You're going to look at certain things. That was that because of that.
Right.
We're looking at, I'm getting my Instagram feed. I'm like, they saying this. Let me watch it again.
Yeah.
Right,
Mark
right.
said this. I
Absolutely.
didn't even see that.
Exactly,
Let me watch this
exactly.
again.
Absolutely. That's
It's
what
a,
I was looking
keeping
forward
that
to that.
conversation, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That replayability. We're going to still be talking about this from weeks to weeks to
Oh my
weeks.
God.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So we're going to, Kendrick's going to probably be quiet, but
He's not going to say a
did my
word.
thing. I did my
Him,
thing.
Dave,
I
Free,
feel
they're
like
just going to be
he's
quiet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Christopher Nolan type.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan always
I'm
asks
not
for
mad
your
at that.
interpretation.
Right.
Your interpretation of it is.
It's the same thing with
Inception.
Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Like he still hasn't explained
No,
that
he
this is
doesn't
American
explain
video,
himself,
right?
yeah.
No.
It's
I
like,
don't think so.
it's whatever you thought it was.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and I think that's what art is. It's
Yeah.
you look at a piece of art is what you interpret it.
Totally. This Kendrick Lamar performance is my favorite type of TV show in a halftime show. Like, I
Yeah,
love
absolutely.
Severance. Whenever I watch Severance, I always go to YouTube afterwards to see
I ain't mad at that.
to look at somebody reviewing it and to kind of like connect the dots for
Yeah.
me and to like point out things that are like when Mark said this on this timestamp, he was hearkening back to last season when
Right.
he was looking at the map of this and blah blah blah. It's like, fuck.
No
So that's how I
spoilers for me. I
felt.
still got to catch up. I'm
Yeah,
episode
okay,
3,
yeah, I'm not
season
gonna-
1.
I'm not hip to the show, so
I'm not
don't
spoiling
worry
it.
about you.
I just started it recently.
Okay.
If you do have Apple TV, I highly
don't
recommend.
have Apple
Damn it!
TV.
Somebody give him a
I have
login.
every other streaming platform. I got Peacock. I don't know if y'all are fans of The Office, but that's why I got Peacock.
The Office all day.
Yeah, once they left Netflix, I was going to get rid of my Netflix.
Oh yeah, they did get it.
And they went
I
to
forgot
Peacock.
about that. I didn't know that. Yeah,
That's why I
because
got Peacock.
NBC. Yeah,
Sidebar: The Office got me through the pandemic because I was playing it.
I'm not
every
mad at
day.
that.
the same thing. I
binged
never
it.
watched The Office until the pandemic.
Yeah.
What?
I
Yeah.
binged it while I
I
was
can't
working.
say too
yeah.
much. I started watching in 2016, so
Ooh.
But it's one of those. Once you start watching it, it's
You'll
like
never
you can't stop.
Right.
you'll never
Like-
stop. I don't want to get too deep into The Office.
Yeah,
'cause we
go
could-
ahead.
that'll be a whole nother
That's another
podcast.
episode.
We got to do another recording for another day.
We got to stay on topic here. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like, just like how I love watching shows that keep me like wanting to rewatch it and understand and try to like really see what the writer was trying to say, like what the characters are up to, and like all these like I don't know, like hidden messages and symbolism. That's how
Yeah.
I felt about this Kendrick Lamar concert. I'm calling it a concert. It was a halftime
It was,
show,
and
but-
here's why I say it was a concert. Do you know what the drop-off was after Kendrick Lamar stopped performing? 1.3 million viewers dropped off after his concert stopped.
I was
I
one
did
of those
not know
viewers.
those metrics. That's crazy.
I just found out those metrics. It
That's
was nice
crazy.
to have the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles open up for Kendrick Lamar. It was very nice. It was so
That's
nice
how
of
it
them.
felt.
That is a great way of looking at it.
They were their openers.
Absolutely.
Because the second half, 1.3 million drop off.
I'm not gonna lie. I stopped watching the game after.
I didn't
was
watch
on.
any of the game.
Yeah.
I was watching on Tubi. First off, I think Tubi failed.
Did they?
How'd they feel?
I was
Here's-
surprised at
no,
the
it was
quality
on.
of it.
I was watching it
honestly.
at somebody's
I
house.
was
that
watching
got
it on Tubi.
Yeah.
But the reason why I say they failed is because the Spanish version was on the landing page, not the.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
I
Yes,
didn't know
that
that.
happens to me. I was checking
Now,
it periodically, and then
Not to
I got
hate on the
Spanish.
DEI and all that goodness. I appreciate my Spanish speaking folk. That is a plus for them. But as an English subscriber,
Yeah.
why are you showing me the Spanish version first? Like, it kind of confused me.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to get some flack for that. Understand that's just my personal English speaking bias.
Yes. Yeah.
There's
Well,
no shade
I mean,
against my Spanish
if
speaking
you're
folk.
subscribed to something, you're looking for a show. I'm trying to look.
I'm trying to watch the version I can understand.
Exactly.
I
Nothing wrong
was
with that.
panicking because I was tuning in periodically
Right.
after the first hour just so I don't miss the halftime show, and it was all in English and whatever. And then, like maybe 5 minutes before the halftime show started, I turned it back on and it was Spanish. I'm like, what did I do?
Oh,
so I'm
yeah.
over here backtracking. I'm like, let me turn my
I was
TV
freaking
off.
out.
Turn it back on. Let me hard
Turn the
reset.
TV off. Turn the TV off. Mustard! No, I just thought about it. You know, that was probably Tubi's little DEI, little stab. Like, you're gonna get it in Spanish now.
You know what? If that was intentional, I
Hey,
appreciate
Tubi,
that.
look,
That
I said
was
fail,
kinda
but Tubi,
slick.
if that was intentional, you get a bar. I'm not even
Everything's
going.
subliminal.
I can take that back.
Is Tubi a Spanish word? No, I was kidding.
Oh my god.
It's Spanish for tube, like the
Nah,
TV. No, I was kidding. Oh, that's bad. Cut that out.
I know that was. I gotta make sure.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna let you live 5 more minutes. Carry us.
No, stop it.
So another angle from which I'm hearing a lot of flack is Kendrick did not deliver on the revolution that he said he was going to do at the beginning of it. Because famously he said the revolution will be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. And I don't know about y'all, but I feel like this was a very revolutionary performance, especially with a lot of the imagery.
Yeah.
From the use of black dancers with the American flag to the way he transitioned between song to song, even down to the cultural nuance of hip hop by putting on Euphoria and Not Like Us and TV Off, like kind of reclaiming certain things. Now I've heard narratives saying that he's trying, this is black people trying to reclaim the American flag. We wasn't trying to reclaim the American flag. I think it was more so, don't deny our existence within America.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And don't deny to the point of the revolution of the DEI initiative that's in America and how it's come to be, giving credence to the Palestinian flag that was running around in the background. But I think one of my biggest gripes, and we were talking about this off air, when it comes to our poignant black figures standing on business. Take, for example, Colin Kaepernick. He went on one knee and he was told, don't do that anymore, you're losing your job.
Yeah.
He lost his job and lost his means of income. He got a little bit of support, but standing on business made him lose his job and his income. If Kendrick were to do the direct shot that a lot of these black revolutionaries was looking for, because Trump was in attendance,
Yes.
right? Because I saw some picture where some of the fans would turn around in the box and they were flipping them off.
Oh, I love that.
I didn't know that was a real-time picture. I thought somebody AI'd that
Yeah.
shit. I was like,
Oh,
oh, that's a real shot. It took me a second to realize that because I was more focused on the Kendrick show. The Super Bowl halftime. But
One and the same.
one and the same. But let's say he did do that, where he stuck it to the man, as it were. Would we be as supportive with his initiative when the powers that be snuffed them out? And I'm not talking about unaliving. I'm talking about
Blacklisted.
blacklisted him. Great turn phrase right there. If they blacklisted him,
I mean,
right, right. If they blacklisted him and he no longer is able to work to the capacity that he's working right now, would we have the same type of support? I would say probably not. We can say all day like, oh no, we would definitely support him. Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
That's my example. So
Absolutely.
why not use this imagery that could be misinterpreted again? Like I said in the beginning, your perspective is the show you got.
yeah.
So if you're a revolutionary who wanted to see a direct shot, well, damn it, you build a 15-year career, build songs that nobody really listens to until it's time to, because everybody wants to wonder why he didn't pop out during the pandemic. He gave us "We Gonna Be All Right,"
Yeah.
the anthem that got us through that, George Floyd and all that.
Yeah.
Build your own career, and then you stand on business.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say to that one, because a lot of these people are so quick to judge, yet
Behind.
that's not my place.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have that critique, then please get out there and do something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Build a career in which you can stand on and chop down. That's so huge to let go of. That's where I stand with that one.
What I want to say to those people is watch the show again.
Absolutely.
Because Samuel Jackson, Uncle Sam said, welcome to the great
American
American
game.
game. Kendrick is playing the game.
There you
He
go.
knows the rules.
Speak on it.
He knows the consequences. He doesn't want to lose another life.
Ooh.
Figuratively or literally. You know what I mean?
Drop
So,
that.
so for everyone saying Kendrick should have done this and should have done that, Kendrick knows what happens
Right.
to people that do too much in the eyes of the powers that be. You know what I mean? So he did just enough. He didn't say PDF file. You know what I mean?
He said facts. Like, it was great. I loved it.
He did everything but that because he knows how to play the game.
Man.
You know what I mean?
And he lost one life during that game.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? He actually, you brought your homeboys in. That's the cultural cheat code.
Yeah, exactly.
Scorekeeper.
Scorekeeper.
Take
blew
away one life.
life.
Oh, deduct one life.
Deduct one life. And that, honestly, that part to me kind of gave me chills.
It did.
Fuck.
It
'Cause
did.
You see somebody, this patriot, who's looking at this, minority figure who's
Mm-hmm.
he just did "Man in the Garden," which is a song about I deserve it all.
Man.
I'm gonna tell you what I've done in
speak
my
on
life
that one.
to deserve
that's
where I
heavy.
am.
Yeah.
And then Uncle Sam's gonna come in there like, no, not good enough. Deduct one
But
life.
even deeper than that, though, he brought his homeboys with him. I deserve it all, and I'm going to bring my people
yeah.
with me. No,
Yeah.
deduct one life. For those of you who did not watch it
true.
with that lens, you wanted a direct shot. You're so deep. Go deeper. Watch it again.
Yes,
watch
watch
it
it
again.
again.
You
It's-
missed the mission.
He got
been spelled out.
the PlayStation buttons. He's playing the game.
He's
You
playing
know
the
what I
game.
mean? And so to just kind of like talk about like the songs he did, let's just run down the set list.
Yeah.
So he did the GNX teaser.
The tiramisu.
Yes,
tiramisu.
exactly. Then he did Squabble Up.
Yeah.
He did Humble.
Man, do you know that got a new? That's probably one of the first songs in hip hop that got a resurgence, and it's gonna go double diamond.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
It's on its way to go double diamond.
That's
Got another
crazy.
spike
That.
after last night.
I love that. Well, actually, you know what? Let me like give a little bit of detail for people that are following along and might not remember what part of the show like these songs
yes.
are. So the GNX teaser, of course, was the opening. He
The
was
opening,
squatting
yeah.
on the GNX where all of his dancers were popping out
Yeah.
like a clown car. Is that what they look like? Like,
Ooh.
is that what people?
Okay, I
you
see.
know?
I see.
I mean, because at first I was like, this is so cool, but I'm like, do people look at us like clowns because we're popping out the car? Like, sorry. All right.
No. Say that there. That was good. That was good.
And then,
I like that.
And so like Samuel Jackson was like, you're playing the Great American Game.
Yeah.
So after the GNX teaser, he does Squabble Up. So like he's ready.
Yeah.
He's ready to battle. He's
Right.
ready to squabble.
And then he said, no.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. No.
You're being too loud.
Yes.
Too ghetto.
Yes.
Ah.
Too ghetto. And then marching up the stairs are his dancers dressed in the American flag. The pieces that make the American flag are marching up
Yeah.
to meet Kendrick. And Kendrick is singing Humble.
Standing right in the middle
Right
of the American
in the
flag.
middle of the American
a
flag.
divide. Look, that's also it too. A divided American flag.
Yeah.
Because it didn't
that,
come
yeah.
together, and he didn't stand in the middle, and it didn't come together until at the end. But at the beginning, he was standing right in the middle, and it was split. And America divided. Y'all ain't watching. Y'all ain't watching.
Right. So, and when he was doing Humble, I was like, is he telling the president to be humble? He's standing in the
I like
middle of
it.
the American flag,
I'm
and
not
he's
mad
like,
at that.
you know, be humble. And then after that, he did DNA,
Yep.
which then the flag kind of split and like mixed around and
Right.
went into the yard, which
Yeah.
some people.
So
some people
yeah,
like
a lot
it's
of
prison
people
yard.
are saying that landscape symbolized the prison yard, and
That's
I'm
what it
not
looks-
a
It kind of looked like that. To me.
yeah, I'm not against that
Yeah.
one. I didn't know what that was gonna be, like what that looked like. Because at first I was like, maybe it's a like a basketball court, like in the not recreation yard in the prison, but like in certain neighborhoods you'll see
Yeah.
like a rec yard.
like a
Yeah,
paved.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like a basketball court
court.
because they had the street lamps and all that. I said, okay, that looks like it could be a recreational playground
Yep, I agree. It's
in the
really
terms of like
ambiguous.
playing the game. You know?
Yeah,
What I mean?
yeah.
There you go. True. And in that case, it would fall completely within the theme of what he was trying to do.
Absolutely.
Right? And then so after DNA, he did Euphoria, and in the stands said "warning, wrong way"
Yes.
when he did Euphoria.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, okay, so he's doing the diss track, and he's
going the wrong way.
going
Wow.
the wrong way.
And that's a
according
bar
to-
nobody's gonna hear. Now, I will say this
Yeah.
about that: there is no way that he was not gonna perform Euphoria, one of those diss tracks. I know
Yeah.
everybody was saying like, the man just won a Grammy for that song. I know you're gonna
Not
get to
gonna
it,
do
and I don't
Yeah,
want to jump
yeah,
the gun.
yes.
But there's no way he was not gonna
Yeah,
do
you
that.
got to. You got to.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Come
I still
on,
have a
this is
career to
Kendrick.
maintain.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's getting played at the Grammys, it's getting played at the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. It
Exactly.
played unedited at the Grammys.
Yes.
Unedited at the Grammys. Obviously, they didn't say the F bombs and all, and the bitches and
But
all
they
that,
let
but
that play.
they let it play.
Yeah.
The A minor. Anyway, I'm sorry.
It was
Continue
crazy.
on. We're not there yet.
No,
Yeah.
no problem. No problem.
Continue on.
So Euphoria, warning the wrong ways in the stands,
Yup.
and then he goes and does Man at the Garden a cappella.
The Bay Area hyphy
With
version.
the hyphy, and they're humming.
That was hard.
I thought that was really dope.
That was hard.
That
I want
was
that
really
version,
dope.
Kendrick. Please
Yeah.
make that version available.
And then after that, that was when Uncle Sam came through and
Right.
he said, you know, the cultural cheat code or whatever.
You lose one life.
Lose one life.
And he said, peekaboo.
Yeah, Peekaboo. He was in the red X.
Yeah.
Peekaboo with all the dancers. Shout out to Keita the Great because
Oh, man.
we're
Look.
fans.
I got so hyped when I saw Keita come out. I was a fan back when he was still doing the Battle Zone days. When he was the little kid messing up the little nay-nay.
Yeah.
That was my first taste of seeing. Somebody sent me that clip and they were like, you should have stopped
So
dancing.
hard.
I said, yo, who is this kid? Then I see him on, what's the dance show?
So you think you can dance?
So You Think You Can
Yeah.
Dance with him in Fiction, the kid version.
Him and Fiction, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, see, look, I've been there. So and I've
good.
been on his IG ever since,
Yeah,
and he's been getting a lot of
I've
big
been on a
looks.
dark YouTube hole.
Trying to find anything I
Yeah.
could. Like
Yeah.
I was watching So You Think You Can Dance that
Yeah.
entire season only because he was on there.
Same.
His control is incredible. Like
Stupid.
his muscle control and isolation. Done.
And his
Yeah.
credits, the amount of music videos he's done
Yeah.
since he's been on So You Think You Can Dance, you wouldn't even believe it. You wouldn't even believe it.
I bet.
He is a legend at whatever tender age of less than 30. Like
Yeah.
that dude is a legend. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's
definitely.
when we saw
He's
Keita.
got to be in like his early 20s at the oldest.
I think mid, if
Mid?
at most mid-20s, at most.
Everyone's young to me. I think everybody's
well,
young.
yeah.
to
Nah,
me.
look,
Everybody's a kid.
don't let this face fool you. She's older than I am. You see all these grays? She's older than I am.
Grace too. Oh shit. That's why my
Look,
hair's
mine are very visible.
Mine
Can't-
is also.
See what I'm saying?
Where?
I've always had gray hair.
Oh.
Gray hair all
Yeah.
year.
Oh, you know what the light is?
It's the
making it
lighting
look-
that makes it look like
just
it's
looks
not.
like
It's the lighting,
shine.
you know. Put a little,
shining. And then okay, so Peekaboo.
Yep.
And Peekaboo is kind of like one of those songs where it's kind of like I'll kill you if you
Right.
think you're better than me type of thing.
I'll unalive
right?
you.
I'll unalive you.
We still on YouTube with it. It's
Right,
all
exactly.
good.
Oh, I'll unalive you. I will harm you.
Right, there you
Nice.
go.
And then after that, he goes to his like quartet of girl dancers.
Yes,
talking about,
and
I
he
want to do their
teases.
favorite songs. Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
teases. I love that part because
that was one of my favorites too.
that was
Yeah.
one of my favorite because of the narrative again that America was putting on them. Like it'd be a good idea for you not to do this song. You know what I'm saying? So again, that adds to the narrative of the actual game he's trying to play. Like you know
Right.
what? I'll think about it, and then he goes back into
Yeah. Oh, I just wanted to add, like, Peekaboo is that kind of song where it's kind of like, okay, you're hyped, you're getting a little aggressive. Might as well, like, go into Not Like Us right after that. Why not?
True.
So that's probably why he decided to do that little skit with, like, teasing Not Like Us because he's, like, already on a roll with, like, his aggression and he's
True.
like, What they talking about? They talking about nothing.
What they talking about? They talking about
About
nothing. What they
nothing.
talking about? They talking about nothing.
But then he pivots and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna slow it down. And that's when he did Luther. He like walked in this like S motion with all of his female dancers. It was like sexy and sultry, and with his cute little jeans,
His little bell bottom jeans.
his little bell bottom jeans.
I'm mad that he is getting this cutie patootie thing. One of the homegirls sent me this message like, you getting bodied by a cutie patootie. I was like, don't do Kendrick like that.
Some flare jeans.
This man is damn near 40 and you gonna call him a cutie patootie.
Girls would do that to you.
They will.
Man.
Just because he's under 5'5", like, well, he's 5'6", 5'5".
Like 5'6.5".
Okay, bet. Don't call him a cutie patootie. What the hell is this?
But you know what's crazy though? Seeing everyone calling him a cutie patootie, that put a smile on my face. Because he is, in my opinion. But you know what?
Hey, Carius. Don't let Kendrick come around. We're talking about Darius, by the way.
But how like, let me get my words together. Drake must hate that. Because he's
I'm
certified
sure,
lover
'cause
boy,
he
but
was
all
right.
the girls
Boy
are
bag.
calling Kendrick cutie patootie.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And Kendrick's
and
not
look,
even trying.
Right.
Not even trying.
He's not even on a hotel bed by himself waving at everybody.
Because he don't have to. You know what I mean?
Hey, look, somebody hit me with somebody
Traumatizing.
flipped that whole thing. I can't remember who said I saw it someplace, but despite that moment of him waving at the camera, he was still in a hotel bed by himself.
Boom. There it is. Lonely.
Let that one sit with you for a second.
So yeah, Kendrick, and he went to the Triangle, run on these different stages,
There you
different
go.
shapes. He went on Triangle and met with SZA, who was looking gorgeous, and her vocals were sounding on
She
point.
was looking, manicured.
manicured, yeah, she
Manicured.
primped,
Yeah.
stage ready,
Presentable.
She was decked out in red like one of the dancers. That was all the stars.
There you go.
And then after that, Uncle Sam was like, "That's what America likes. Calm. Now, don't you mess it up." And then all of a sudden, the instrumental again for Not Like Us started sparking up. And I want to do the favorite song. What song? Oh wait, no, he did that before. Anyway,
This ain't about 48. This ain't even. What do you say? It's about that. It's about more than the music.
it's about 40 acres,
40
acres and a mule.
It's more than music.
Yes.
And I think that's the part that people are torn behind, because don't get twisted, I still love the fact that he dissed Drake on a big ass platform
Same.
like that. Talk about standing on business, but at the same time, again, playing the game, he's still playing the game, because it is more than the music. The whole battle was more than just the music. It was the cultural influence. He said you can't fake influence.
There you go. I was looking for that quote. Thank you. Yes. You can't fake influence.
You can't fake influence. And it adds to the narrative. Like, if you're going to play this game, play it to where you can actually stand behind what it is that you're doing. Stand behind what you're saying. And he did stand all the way behind it. He had the entire world screaming A minor. Despite
for
what...
the second time.
For a second time. In less than 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Despite what... damn, I lost my train of thought. Oh yes, despite what we saw from the behind the scenes video of everybody saying like, oh, like they weren't, like you were saying earlier, like, oh, they weren't really moved by it. That whole stadium said A minor. Everybody said it
because they was waiting for it.
Exactly.
Trust me.
A minor.
If I was there and it probably wasn't the best seats, trust me, man.
I
I'm
would
waiting.
We're
Say that
screaming
part.
that.
Here we go. I don't know any other word. A minor.
Right when I hear that beat drop, I'm like, okay, here it comes.
That's all I'm waiting on. That's
Oh
all
my
I'm waiting
God.
on.
I'm trying to feel the crowd. It's like the wave.
Yes.
I'm trying to hit the wave.
Yeah,
right when it
just
hits.
wait for it.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh!
Exactly.
Is he coming back around? Don't stop it yet. Keep going. Keep going, motherfucker.
Not Like Us
seriously.
is like one of those just phenomena songs that only happen like once every several years. And
Here's what's dope about a song like Not Like Us. And me, Cairo, and I think Rue and Irv were talking about this on one of the other past shows, but I'll bring it up again if it hasn't aired already. I don't know. You can cut this part out if you need to. But cut and bring it back. The thing about a song like Not Like Us, and I'm not necessarily saying this is the case, if you would have just put that out as a standalone, not attached to any moment, not attached to anything that happens, it probably would do well for a little bit.
Yeah.
But it won't live very long. But you would take a song like Not Like Us, tie it to a battle like that, and it represents what it does in the culture of music. That song will forever be stamped. And if nothing else, I understand Drake is called a PDF file throughout the entire song. But he should at least feel good that he's tied to a moment that will never die. Granted, you're the losing side of it. I'm sure Nas doesn't feel the greatest about being the person who took his L. But he was like, you know what? I took my L, but I threw some heavy jabs in myself. Ether is not to be trifled with.
Yeah.
It just so happens that The Takeover just was a better, not even a better song. It was a bigger move behind it. Ether is not a slouch. Family Matters is actually a good song. I'm not going to take that away from him.
That was actually the only one I liked, yeah.
That was the only one of his I liked, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Push-Ups, I was like, okay, that was cute. I like that. I ain't gonna lie. Like, when I heard that, I was like, okay, Drake is trying to actually come out. He's trying to come out to rap, right?
He's rapping.
But then when he came with the Tailor Made, I was like, sit down.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to do some push-ups, bro. Like, that wasn't even.
It
didn't even sound like pop.
I heard like a couple of people. He made a couple mistakes. And
I forgot about that. I
Kendrick just came
that.
out perfect.
But see here, we're still talking about this moment of Not Like Us. But
go ahead.
Even to that point, Drake kept on like, hey, you need to drop something. And Kendrick was like, no, I'm still stacking ammunition. Chill. It's going. You want this work, it's going to come. But I think, and he told him at the beginning, hey, let's keep it a friendly fade. You don't want to open this can of worms. I'm going to lay this on you. Euphoria with the little soft, little smooth intro, and then the bodied out at the end. He's like, now, you can keep going if you want to. I got 5 more. Like
1, 2, 3, 4.
And look, and me and Darius had a lot of back and forth about GNX about how many of those songs were actually still holdovers from the battle. But back to what I'm saying, a song like Not Like Us being tied to such a culturally relevant moment and what it means to the spirit of hip hop, what it means to the West Coast. And not just LA, not just Compton, not just Inglewood, Watts, all that.
Just the West.
The entire coast, because that beat brought in the Bay. I know you feel me on that one. So it's like, dude, that song is never going to die. At least Drake is tied to a moment that will forever live. There's a win somewhere. I don't know. It's about perspective.
I need you.
You will be relevant.
Listen, I need
you.
You
will be relevant.
I need you on speed dial anytime I need a silver lining because
hey.
Anytime I need a silver lining because you found it for Drake. You found that silver lining.
That's the thing. I found that when it first happened. I was like, why is Drake so mad? Like, why is he trying to sue? Like, dude, you're tied to a moment that will forever live.
If there's a documentary made, they got to get your side. They got to give you a check first.
Every time that song gets brought up, you will be labeled as a loser. That's fine, but you're losing next to it. Look,
one of the greatest of all time.
Think about this. How many teams do we know of that lost against the Bulls? Do we still talk about?
I mean, for me, Bad Boys.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
I'm saying because they had class.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying, this is one of those times where we will remember the loser just as much as we remember the winner. Not many losers can say that.
True.
Everybody who didn't win the Grammys that year is not going to be remembered past that night.
Yeah.
They're only going to remember the winners. But at least when Not Like Us gets brought up, we got to say your name.
Yeah.
Right. Say Drake.
Say Drake.
How diabolical. How diabolical.
Hey, look, that
smile.
moment was so he just say Drake.
Just like
say Drake mid-stride.
The boogeyman is out.
Kendrick made himself his own meme. And if I send this to you, that means I'm about to do it anyway.
Yeah, something happening.
No, but you know what? When he when Not Like Us started, and he just did the little 2-step forward with his 4 dancers, I'm like, yo, that was so smooth. But after that, no, we had a special guest come out.
Yes, we
during
did.
Not Like Us, the one and only
Mustard.
Oh no, Not Like Us. Sorry, Serena Williams.
Oh, that special guest. Listen,
that came out of nowhere.
No. Let's talk about that moment.
I saw it, but I didn't really see it. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's somebody doing crip walk.
So again, that came back when I to your point, I saw her, but I'm like, is that Serena or is this a Serena double?
Yeah.
That's what I was like, is that? It could be.
I wasn't sure.
I hope it was, but I saw it for like 2 seconds.
Same.
And I didn't realize it was actually Serena until I saw Twitter, and then they posted up like, okay, it was Serena. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That non-crippin' ass crip walk.
I know, it's like a little hoppity hop.
It was a little hop skip. It was cute. It was definitely better than she did at the Wimbledon. And to that point, though, I think exactly, and she had to, and she also said she was dealing with a lot of anxiety during that moment.
Yes.
And I'm not mad at it, but here's the thing: is it goes deeper than just Drake, as we just said, Wimbledon. It goes deeper than her dealing with Drake. Now, the double entendre is she did deal with Drake and got dissed along the way. But if we know, she's from Compton.
Yeah, she's from CPT.
She's from there, and she did this dance at Wimbledon. It goes
and
way
the stuff
deeper.
that she had to go through. She played the game herself.
And
you
she,
know what I mean?
woo, speak on
There
it.
we
I
go.
playing the
There
game.
we
Speak on
go.
it.
Just saying.
Speak on it. She played the game.
So
Was the best to do it at the game with the best who's playing the game right now. I see what you do.
Right? And oh my
Traklife in
gosh.
the motherfucking building.
And it comes kind of full circle because you know the Uncle Sam character is like, don't be too ghetto. When she did that crip walk at Wimbledon, oh my God, the critiques that she got.
She did get the
Oh my
Backlash.
God.
the only thing that would have made that moment better if she had the braids with the bees. On them.
her old
Yeah, that would have
same
made it.
fit.
Because she had the all blue on, which, you know, that's what's up. But if she had the braids with the beads on it and a tennis racket in hand, I thought, like, okay.
Ooh.
All right. I'm not mad at it.
Right?
I like what
So,
you did
yeah,
there, Liz.
Yeah,
All
No,
right.
I forgot. I mean, as we were talking about this, it's just like coming
It
back.
just came to you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Got that bar on work. That's what. Get them bars in. Get them
Yeah.
bars in.
But yeah, I really love that moment because like seeing her and like, oh, I was like,
Yeah.
yes, get it. I love it. I mean, just like Kendrick, like you said, with like Not Like Us bringing the whole West Coast together.
Yes.
He's bringing people on with him that deserve some shine too. That is part of the story of LA, SoCal, and like people that have been judged for just being great. You know what I mean? So it's like
and bringing their culture in along with their greatness.
Yeah.
So one thing that they didn't make mention of, and it doesn't have any relevance to Kendrick's story, but I think I want to speak on that just as far as the Bay goes. One person I love that has never lost their accent, their Cali accent, yet is doing phenomenal work and getting the praise he's supposed to get is Ryan Coogler.
Oh yeah, he got that Bay.
Oh my God!
Bay accent.
Anytime he speaks, I'm like, you sound so familiar to me.
Yeah,
Amazing.
The homies.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, I'm just like the accent is so thick. I'm like, dude, you sound more hood than anybody I've ever met,
does.
but doing phenomenal work.
oh my gosh.
I can't.
One of
Every
the
time I
reasons-
see Ryan Coogler's name on
directing
anything,
the
I'm
biggest
watching.
movies.
I'm buying the ticket.
I'm watching immediately.
yeah.
I don't care if it's Black Panther or not. I'm watching from what was the
Fruitville.
thank you
Fruitvale.
Station.
Fruitvale Station. From that movie to, and he's still working with
Michael B.
Thank you, Michael B. Jordan.
Jordan.
And Michael B. Jordan got his own little come up too. I just realized that he was in Hardball. I didn't know.
Oh, damn.
You knew that?
No.
Okay, you just
I gotta
okay,
check
cool.
that out.
You just
Wait,
realized
wait.
as well. You didn't realize either?
Hardball?
Hardball
No, I didn't know that.
with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
I haven't watched that.
Watch
in
it again.
a long
You'll see
time,
a real
but,
young Michael B.
you know,
Jordan.
Wow.
Michael
He was
B. Jordan,
the kid that ended up was on the team, but ended up
Yeah.
leaving the team and joining the gang.
Yeah.
That was him.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing Michael Jordan work since The Wire, so
Oh wow.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the braids. I think it's around the same time though.
I think so
I
too.
think it's around the same time.
And he's been working for a long
Hell
time.
yeah. But we ain't talking about that. We talking about Kendrick.
Yeah, we're talking about
So-
What you talking about? Ain't talking about
Let's
no.
keep
What
it
you
on
talking
track.
about? Ain't talking about.
We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about that.
All right. So after that amazing cameo by Serena Williams,
Yes.
we move on to TV Off. And before TV Off, Kendrick was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kendrick Lamar, K. K Llama, PG Lane.
Okay, Llama.
Okay, there you go. Okay, Llama.
Yeah.
And then and he says something like, I want to introduce you to, or like, I want to say mustard.
Mustard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then DJ Mustard came out again. I was saying this off camera. He's a cutie patootie too. I just love it when men are just like unabashedly happy to just be there.
Yeah,
I love it. I love to see it.
I love to see it when he was at the Grammys,
Yeah,
pulling
he
out
was-
the
he was
broom and all that.
happy.
Look, Mustard is that cheerleader you want.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's the one like you're gonna put the battery in your back and make sure it's charged. Like he definitely did that at the Super Bowl. Just being there with the pigskin and just
yeah.
rooting him on. Like, he had no real reason to be there.
Right.
But he was, I mean, he did, but he didn't. You know, he didn't have a role, but he had a role. And it was like, yo, he's the one you want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure.
Big time. He was there. He was there for the sport. But he was always saying, like, hey, we here at the
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
we're
We
Yes.
made it.
here.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It was a victory lap for everybody.
It was a
man.
victory lap for the
And
West Coast.
notice that end where, I don't know if anybody paid attention to everybody sitting on the street lights.
On the street. Oh, yeah.
On the street lights that were
like
over the
posts.
little street posts. There were people sitting on those street lights.
Like on the top part?
Yeah.
Oh, I noticed
see
that
that.
one guy that was
I gotta
like
check it
laying
out.
on it during Man at the Garden, but
No, I'm talking about at the very end. They were like
Damn.
every street light, somebody was sitting on it.
That's dope.
Go watch it again. Go watch it again.
That's
yeah.
dope.
Review.
Yes, indeed.
is there symbolism in the street lights?
Yeah.
Is there like
I
any
mean, for me,
significance?
the one significant one is, get home before your mama beat your ass. Get home before them things turn on.
Right?
That's the
Oh.
one significance I can have.
Got it.
But I'm
But
sure
I
there's
was-
another
For
meeting.
me, it was just playing on the playground. It's a game. We're out here at the riders here in the streets. You know what I mean? It's like the streets is the game that we're playing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I kind of felt like that. He was showing like inside of what the game is.
Yeah.
got it.
The inside of the game.
yeah. Oh, interesting.
Where you learn to play it.
Interesting. Ah.
You getting it? You
There
getting
we
it?
go.
Oh.
You're getting it. I mean, just
Inside
to
the Matrix now.
exactly. Just to reiterate this point, and I'm sure we can wrap it up from here. But as somebody who was in a group, Lost Dialect, that came up just on the heels of Kendrick's rise, because Pussy and Patrona just come out. J-Rock had already had his substantial run, and Kendrick was now in the spotlight predominantly. He hadn't been signed yet. In fact, the call from Dre hadn't even been announced on Power 106 yet. But we were looking at his rise, and then to see him go from rocking stages at South by Southwest, and now you're headlining the Super Bowl. For an MC like myself, that is the perspective I looked. That was aspirational. You no longer have to worry about these small little stages. We're beyond the Forum. We're beyond the Staple. We're now into the SoFi. We're now in the big arenas. We're doing he's about to do a stadium tour.
Absolutely.
This was the first stop of the stadium run.
Pretty
I would
much.
say it's the biggest, arena because you're
It
playing
is.
on the American stage. Football is most biggest game
Absolutely.
in America. So you're right there where everybody watches the Super Bowl. Everybody's here to watch it.
Yes.
And a rap performer did it by himself, had a
Man.
message, wasn't scared to say it.
Man.
And he put it right there. And like you said, it was the Kendrick show, wasn't that?
It was
It wasn't the Super Bowl.
I appreciate the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles for opening up for Kendrick.
Yep.
That was nice of y'all. That was nice of y'all to do
Nice
that.
little warm-up.
A 1.3 million drop off after the show.
That's crazy.
That's
Substantial. Look,
Unbelievable.
apparently his show wasn't that bad.
right. For
Exactly.
everyone out there complaining.
And nobody's ever mentioned. I haven't seen anybody mention this. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles for winning the
yeah.
Super Bowl.
Oh, they won?
They won.
Oh, damn.
Hey, look, low key, they spanked the Chiefs.
They did.
The Chiefs
the
stayed
game was
scoreless
over by his first half.
Oh my God!
So-
Before the halftime,
It
show,
was
that's
a-
why everybody was so disappointed. That's why they were
Yes.
bored, because it was like, man, I need something.
Yeah.
I need something. This game is already
Kendrick closed out the Super Bowl.
Oh my
Kendrick
god.
was a Super Bowl.
There you
Stop
go.
playing.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Do you guys have any closing thoughts? I mean, well, so at the end of TV Off, Kendrick turned the TV off.
And it was game over.
It was game
Game
over. It said
He
game
did.
over.
Hey, look, he pointed right at the camera
Yeah.
to went click.
Yeah.
I thought the Super Bowl show was phenomenal. Again, from an aspirational standpoint, which is the perspective I have, it meant I can go a lot further than just a dive bar. I can go a lot further than just some basketball arena. I could do a stadium. I could do the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If I really buckle in and keep the culture first, whatever culture it is you hold on to, it could be a West Coast culture, it could be hip hop culture, it could be whatever culture you would stick to. As long as that is your forefront and you have a message and you don't sway from it, as long as you stay within that piece, you're gonna get to where you need to get to. And that, for me, that it was the best part of the Super Bowl was that aspirational message that I got.
I think the biggest thing for me as a person who loves movies and a producer now on this podcast and cinematographer in the future.
Yeah, in the future now. What you talking about? I've seen your content,
I was
bro.
I was dumbing it down.
Don't.
But I just the storytelling is the biggest thing for me. It's how you put on a show and how something means and how the rewatchability, how I put this thing on.
Yeah.
You hear the story, you see it, hear it. I have to use all these, see the visuals. I have to hear the music. It's captivating to me, right? And so seeing all that makes me inspired. It doesn't matter if I do a Super Bowl show or I do a music video or I could do some type of storytelling that could be captivating in that way.
Or a podcast.
Or a podcast. There we go. Bingo.
There it is.
But yeah, I mean, to your point, Aaron, I just love the theatrics of it. I mean, Samuel Jackson, like, setting the tone off in his costume and
absolutely
Welcome to the Great American Game. It just set the tone for the entire show after that. And I was captivated. I was just following, and I don't know, no one tells a story like Kendrick can. So, yeah.
And don't forget Dave Free. He produced that thing. Come on, y'all got to get
Free.
Man, that dude.
I have one more thing. Have you guys ever watched any Spike Lee movies?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of remind me of like old school Spike Lee because Sam Jackson was.
He was in a lot of those Spike Lee movies.
You know,
Yo,
and
I gotta give you a dap on that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And he had those intros and those mid scenes and stuff where he's trying to introduce certain things. I was like, oh, this little Spike Lee joint.
Yeah, hey. All he needed was the dolly shot where he sat on the court. That's all he needed.
What I'm talking about.
If he did that, next time I want my credit for that. Go to Spike Lee to get the proper credit, but just know that you got the idea from Maark W with 2 A's. That's what I'm talking about.
There we go. And on that note, thank you guys both for joining me, talking about the Super Bowl halftime show. Definitely one of the most unique and one of the most meaningful halftime shows I think we've ever gotten in our lifetime. And
really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really hope that everyone out there enjoyed this discussion. If you have anything to add or anything to dispute, go ahead and comment. Hit us up on Instagram. We are on @SeenThroughUs. Comment here on this YouTube video if you're watching it on YouTube. And yeah, I hope you stick around, subscribe, and watch out for the next one.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Y'all didn't even get my introduction.